It's right there. Okay. Okay.
There's your LinkedIn account.
Okay.
Click the right there. Click the right there.
That one's working. That one's working.
Sending data to LinkedIn.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool.
You're on Twitch.
Got you do that. Got you do that. I'm gonna do this.
Wait, which one
I
am I
have
doing?
no idea. I have no idea what you're
Well,
doing.
you asked me about LinkedIn. You went on Rumble, 10-minute trader, streaming out aloud to TikTok.
I'm not talking about TikTok. I'm not talking about TikTok. I hate you.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you already have things on here. And what you're asking me to do would have to be when you're not on your.
It's Brad. It's
Brad Phillips. Yeah, he's Brad Phillips. He's Brad Williams.
Brad Williams. Right. That's that one. That's that one. Next. Next. No, it's not made for blind children. Children. That one's good. This one. This one. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Got something ready. Something ready. All right. All right. Go live. Go there. Go there. And let's get this one set up. Okay. Share. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. That one's good to go. Get out of there. Get out of there. What channel is this? What channel is this? YouTube. There we go. Just getting started, guys. Who do we have here tonight? King Taco's in the house. Fran's here. Cool bean. Hens is here. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Give me a second. Right. Wait. Remember that. That works. And that's over there. There we go. There we go. Done. And next. No, it's not me. Children. There we go. That one's going. We're telling your followers you started. Cool beans. You're live here. You're live there. We got someone over there. Cool beans. All right. So. Oh, so I am streaming on LinkedIn. Cool beans. Double jolly good. All right. So that being said, let's go here. Let's go Yahoo Finance. I'm just about ready. Oh. Froze. It froze. Why did Instagram freeze? It's frozen.
I don't know.
You don't know. Gotcha. You're supposed to know these kind of things.
No, you know more than me on this.
Do I really?
No, yes.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Do I really know if it's good or bad? Okay. Having issues with LinkedIn. All right.
It's like you told me to go play outside, and I did
no video here. No video. Uh-oh. So why don't I have video? Start video. Okay. And there we go. Video is on. There we go. Steven. YouTube should be live. Is YouTube live? YouTube is live stream. YouTube is live. It might be easier to watch live. It might be easier to watch the big show and just have your phone on in case you want to ask questions or whatnot. And we'll take a look. But everything's right there. Everything okay, Steve? All right. What are we going on here? You good? You good? All right. That's one YouTube. What's the other one? There's two YouTube channels. There's one me standing in front of it, and one is just a computer by itself.
What would be the other name besides the 10-minute trader?
The 10-minute trader.
Besides
The10minutetrader.com.
Okay, outside of the 10-minute trader, what is the other one? Or are they both called the 10-minute trader?
They're both called the 10-minute trader. One is the phone, which is me standing in front of the phone. The other one is coming and bouncing off the computer, which is the screen itself. And why is Instagram not working?
The one that's working of you face.
Me standing in front. Okay, so what's going on with Restream? stream then?
It only has access to one YouTube right now.
Everything just turned off.
Hold on.
No, it says streaming. Oh, it says streaming.
Yes, and your YouTube one is the one in front, not the other one. And your other YouTube, James 4078, is also the exact same.
Yeah. Yeah, Fernang, I got that. Okay, so let's try this. Let's get it's right here. Let's go right here. Let's go. Let's try this. Come on. Why is it taking so long? There was a problem. Problem with Instagram. Do I like BlackRock? No, I don't like BlackRock. Ask yourself a question. Seriously. Go look at the dividends in which BlackRock pays out. Look at specifically the consistency of how often do they increase their dividends, and how often have they paid dividends. There's a problem with Instagram. Damn it. Seriously. Check it out. As soon as this thing gets online, I'll show you. So Xantran. What's going on here? Okay, having issues with Instagram. Come on. Right there. See, it's working. So there's two lives. Okay, me standing in front. That one right there. That one. Hello. Okay. And this one right here. Which is just the screen with me in the corner.
Okay. So you do have this.
That part I do. But why isn't that part? That's working. Why isn't that one working? I gotta mute something. That one's muted. And that one's muted. All right. So who do we got? Jack Rhodes. How you doing there, Jack? What screen is that? That's the other YouTube. So I got three YouTube channels. I got volume on this one. Volume. There we go. Volume's dead. The only volume is just me chatting away. Franz going on. 12 more. Good evening, Tran. Dividend history is acceptable by a link right under recent dividends in most trade apps. Hello. Hey, Basha's back again. Basha. KG wants to look at Procter
When did you
Gamble.
When did you crack the screen?
I bought it that way. All right, hold on.
It's not gonna let you. I already tried something. You told me it's recognizing that it's touching the screen because the screen.
Yeah. There's a problem.
Yeah, it won't let me end it.
Okay. Turn the damn thing off. Right? Turn it off. And then I'll turn it on. Reboot. It wants to be difficult. Little kid, what's happening? How are you today? My day is great. You leaving?
Yes,
All right. See you later.
Hi, everybody. He knows what he's talking about.
You gonna stop by later? You head home?
Unlikely.
You crash here if you want. Uh-oh. I know that means you guys feel a bit of All right. We're waiting that to reboot. Procter & Gamble, we'll get to that in a little bit. El Pablo, que pasa, amigo. Top Dad Babes in house. John Warner, good evening. Substantial echo on the big screen feed. Now, I'm pretty sure we got rid of all that. Can you double check, make sure it's okay? Hi from. Is that right? I think Japan. That's cool. Jacob, come here. All right. We're gonna double check. Someone says there's an echo. On YouTube. 1 second. 1 second. Can you put up on your phone? Someone said there's an echo on the big screen. So I want to double check that one. So the lowly Futanarina girl from Japan. Not that one. The other one. Okay. Live. What is the second live? There should be two lives. There's the second one. All right, now I'm going to say something. Is it echoing? Is it echoing?
Shut up. There is.
So how do I get that echo? Oh, wait a second. Wait. Oh, wait a second. Shouldn't I get rid of it here?
Yeah.
So how do I get rid of it there? It's right there. No. That won't be the. That's a low screen. Is it echoing now?
No.
That take care of it.
I don't know. I'm trying to see.
Well, there's a little bit of a delay.
I'm listening. Hello.
Is there anybody in there? Hello, James. How are you? Amy, how are you today, Amy? Paid a premium immediately and has nothing to do.
No, it did not.
Okay. There's two desktop audios. Take this one. Slide it all the way over. Okay, now give it a couple more seconds. That should take care of that issue. Just gotta give him a few minutes. It's muted. Uh-oh. That one's muted. That take care of it?
I don't think so. No.
Damn it. Where's the echo coming from? All right.
Audio after video.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on, let's try that because it's at audio input and video capture device.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. It's the phone. Applesauce says it's the phone. No, because it wouldn't be the phone. All right, hold on. Will you do that? Diamato. It's the phone. Macy's. I'll put right Macy's down, Laurie. We'll take a look at it in a little bit. Hopefully. We still got a whole bunch of stocks to look at from last night. No, because it wouldn't be the phone. All right, hold on. Will you do that? Diamato.
I'm not hearing anything.
Not hearing anything now?
No, that's on purpose. Let's try this. See if it bringing it down low.
That would be this microphone here.
Yeah.
Well, worst case scenario, I can get rid of that microphone and just use that microphone. I want to set up this microphone, but I don't know how to do that one yet. Ooh, that was terrible. That one? Why do I have so many mic auxiliaries?
One's from one thing you have attached, one's from a different thing that you have attached, one's from another thing that you have attached, and one's from a different thing you have attached.
Okay, so let's just have one.
Yeah, well, it's working now.
It's working now?
It should be working now.
It should be working now.
Yeah, there's a big delay to this, to just the picture of the screen, not the picture of you and the screen.
Okay. So this one's working fine.
Nope. Hey, it's working.
Here, take one of these with you. You want to take the whole pack?
Sure, I'll take one.
You don't narrow gun this?
Nope. I'll figure. I'll do
Look
some
at Joe.
research.
Do some Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Talk about narrow gun.
All right.
That's cool as shit.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
It's working now. It should be working now. It should be working now. If there's a lot of big
Simone, what's happening? What are some stocks you like and why? Big D, what's going on? Okay, so apparently we got rid of the echo. Now, I know there's no echo on TikTok. I get that because TikTok is going right through the phone. But we're getting an echo through the computer. And that was on the big screen. So we got that fixed. Great. Let's get started. The loyal Futuna girl, God bless you. Thank you very much. The lowly, okay. Alrighty. So, what's happening? Oh, we've got TikTok. Instagram working. Well, alrighty then. Let's get rolling. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Well, I'm looking to get a simple, safe, predictable 1% a week for my tradings. Now, I've been doing this for quite a while, and the reason why I only want 1% is I'm a lazy trader. I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day. I want to be in front of my computer for 5 or 10 minutes. That's it. Make my simple trades, get my 1%. Now, 1% a week comes to over 50% per year. What's wrong with that? 50% per year on my retirement account allows me to be retired at 59. I'm not saying that to impress anyone. That's got nothing to do with it. I'm just sharing what I'm doing. So hopefully someone might say, hey, this is some cool shit. Maybe I can do it too. That's my goal. That's what I'm looking for. To share my expertise to help other people maybe retire, take your money into your own hands. Good morning from London. Mama, how are you doing today? I got a friend of mine in London. Not in London. She's in Southeast England. I always want to go there one day. Preferably not during the rainy season. Alrighty then. Let's get started. We got a list from last night. Now, I'm old school. I like to write stuff down, so I got a list of stocks that I have from last night. I try to go through them as best I possibly can. And let's get rolling. First one on the list today. I'm not even going to bother with Walmart. It's right here. Look at it. It's at the high of the year at this moment in time. I don't buy at the high of the year. So, no thanks to Walmart. Uh-oh. Start. Now, right here. I wonder what that's going to do. Alrighty then. Let's get started. We got a list from last night. Now, I'm old school. I like to write stuff down. So I got a list of stocks that I have there. I go through the best I possibly can. And why am I getting an echo? First one on the list today. I'm not even going to bother. Okay. It's right here. Look at it. It's at the high of the year at this moment in time. I don't buy at the high of the year. Go with the previews. All right. I got to get rid of the echo here. Oh.
You're logged in twice on
here. I wonder what that's going to do. Yeah. I'm logged in over on the phone. And I'm logged in. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. All right. So logged in over on you guys, go from the phone, go from there. All right, that being what's going. Top Dad Baby Jacob's in the house. All right. Doing great, thank you. All right, Mama. All right, so let's do this. Let's go and start looking at some stocks. I'm sure that's why you guys are here. So let's see what we have on the list. Left over from last night, Chevron, CVX. Let's take a quick look at Chevron. Some of you guys know who Chevron is. CVX. Go. CVX. All right. So, go. Guys, here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? This is what I want to see because this is the most recent activity. We're at 135.50 at this moment. The 135 is going for 208. So we'd walk away with 150. Okay. The 135 works. Fine. Is it the right time to buy it? Oil price down. Thank you, JC. We're going to take a look at that one. George Krug, PGC. George, I never heard of that one. PGC. I got like 15 stocks I'm supposed to look at ahead of time. Chloe, good evening. All right. So you need the glasses for this one. A year ago, we're at 161. A year, 169. And the low of the year is 132. Okay, World of Optimism. Ford is already on the list. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Thank you, JC. We're going to take a look at that one. Okay, so we're right here. So what's going on here? George Krug, PGC. Okay. Yep. Here's the high. Here's the low. She goes down, back up, back down, back up, back down. I'm going to say no to CVX, Chevron, only because he just doesn't look that happy. You own Ford at 17. Ouch. Oil in relationship to Chevron is a tip. Wasn't an extra request. Thank you. So Chevron's going to be a no. Occidental Petroleum, OXY. But all stocks doing this. Okay. Here's the high, here's the low, comes up, going back down again. No to Occidental Petroleum. Pretty simple, right? TikToky, how are you, dude? You know, I haven't gotten that receipt over to you. I do have it. I do, seriously. I just get busy and it's slipped my mind. You know, I think I paid quite a bit for the service you guys offer, but I just very busy. Or lazy, one or the other. All right, next. UPS Holdings. All right, interesting. Look at high, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Sideways, up, down, up again. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the high. When it gets profit taken, it starts to come down. Here's the bottom when she turns around and goes back up again. That's all stocks do. They go up, they go down, and that's about it. Matt Daddy, 1% a week selling covered calls. Stop that. Matt Daddy, why do I want to stop that? Oh, seriously. Explain to me why selling covered calls and getting 1% a week is not a good idea. Okay? Explain it to me, please. Because I've been doing it for a while and it works for me. All right. Thoughts on crypto. Deadly oneable. Okay, deadly oneable. My thoughts on crypto, I love the idea of crypto. Just the idea of crypto. Because there's no safe way to get a safe, predictable income from cryptocurrency at this moment in time. Until there is, I'll just watch on the sidelines and, watch the craziness. Okay? Uh-oh, someone's just signing in. Isaac, can you put that on mute, please? Thank you, Isaac. All right. Upstart. Let's take a quick look at it. So wait a second. 52. 52 is going for 5.45. Now, with a premium that high, tells me two things. Number one, they probably don't have dividends. And number two, there's a slight possibility they have earnings coming up, and they're afraid that it might go down. So let's go to... Uh-oh, someone's just signing in. Isaac, can you put that on mute, please? And find out. Isaac. All right. I need that. This right here. Upstart. This way for Upstart. So we don't not. Look at the numbers here. The 52 is going for $5.45, 9 or 10%. Can you explain the concept of premium, please? Mohammed, how are you? a guaranteed 1% every week. I'm missing the risk is. Okay, Muhammad, you ready for this? Uh-oh. Matt, hold on. You should start a hedge fund if you're getting 1% 7 covered calls. You'd be rich and famous. Okay, Matt Daddy, I have no interest whatsoever being rich and famous. Okay, and I am, Matt, I am in the process of setting up a hedge fund. But it has to be a specific hedge fund that is called an IDF, Insurance Dedicated Fund, so the insurance company will guarantee it. Because I could guarantee it, but nobody knows me. I have no clout whatsoever. So if I say I can guarantee you 20% per year, give me your money, great. Some people would, but not everyone. But if I had an insurance carrier that's been around for 100, 150, 200 years, well, people will be more apt to join them. And they have a bigger sales force than I do. So yeah, I am in the process of setting up my own hedge fund. And I'm actively looking for board members. Okay, Muhammad, let me see if you understand this. All right. What we got? Okay. Just trying to say. Season, my bad, PGC. Okay, George, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Okay, Duke Energy. Yeah, baby's in the house. Duke Energy. Hold on. I'm writing it down. We'll take a look at Duke Energy. D-U-K. Let's finish up where we are. Mina. Good evening, Mina. All right, so Upstart, if you like the company, let's actually take a look at the chart. Even though it has no dividends, you got to figure out whether or not you like it. All right, so a year ago, at 25.71. The bottom of the year, we got two bottoms. 20.80 back in May, and then again in August. From there, she shoots up. There's the high there. The high of the 96. Now that's got to hurt if you think about it. We're down at 20 bucks, and then she jumps up to 96. So from 20 to 96, that's 100, 200, 350, about 350%. That's a 350% move from August until February. 350%, that's huge. But what happened here? It went from 96 down to 30. That's a 60% drop. Now she's back up to 52. All right, well, let's take a look. PG&E. George, hold on a second. I'll write that one down. PG&E. Okay, last 30 days for this company, I want to look at April 5th. There we go. All right, what do you think? Seriously, what do you think? 30 days ago was the 30-day bottom. Now we're at a 30-day top. When's the last time you heard somebody say, hey, I got a great stock tip for you? It's at the 30-day high. Let's buy some and wait for it to go higher. I don't buy at the high. It just doesn't make sense to me. This is where I want to buy. See the bottom? She goes up. I want to buy somewhere around here and take the ride. That's what I want to do. Okay, goes up, pulls back, 2 days up, and then I want to jump in. Tony, good evening. Jason, Marvin, hello. Totally Kyle. All right. No weekly options for Duke Energy. Thank you, John. I'm going to cross Duke Energy off the list. Doesn't do me any good. Just a waste of time. Thank you for that, John. And by the way, I'm still looking for a moderator on YouTube. I got a couple moderators here on TikTok. They boot anybody who bees a wiener. Saves me from the hassle of doing it. All right. I have a question here from Muhammad. Muhammad wanted to know. Now, Muhammad, I haven't forgot about you, okay? So let me explain to you where the 1% comes from. Ben, how you doing? Dividend stocks make money but less than underlying security. Yeah, thank you for that. Do you ever roll a short call to strike below your cost basis? Sometimes I do. Ben, glad you're doing good. Okay, so let's take a look at another one. I'm going to answer your question in a second as soon as I come up with a good stock to show it to you. Coca-Cola. This should be a good one. Coca-Cola, K-O. Here we go. Here's the low. Here's where it is now. Look at the motion. It goes up. It comes down. It goes up. Now it's coming down. I want to take a good look right here in the last couple of days. The last couple of days gives me a good idea where it's going next. And that's what I want to see. Okay, so 71.70 as the current price. We're looking at the 72s, and this is going to be a no. So, Muhammad, you ready for this? Look, if the current price is 71.70, okay, the premium, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with an insurance, because you can't have a car in the United States unless you have insurance. If you own a home, you have to have insurance. Okay, if you're a person, you have to have health insurance, medical insurance, insurance, it's everywhere. Same thing in the stock market. Call options, put options, those are insurance policies. Now, for those of you who did not know, stock options, an insurance policy, was originally intended for rich people not to lose their money. Let me explain. Coca-Cola went from 62 all the way up to 74. Now, if you thought the stock was going to go down and you didn't want to lose money, here you would buy a put option. That is insurance in case the stock drops, which is exactly what it did. So when the stock goes down, a put option would increase in value, and this way you wouldn't lose any money. Because as the stock drops, a put option increases in value. So it balances it out, and you don't lose anything. Except for the premium in which you pay for the insurance. And that is this right here. Okay, a call option. It's actually insurance. Sell a call. Thank you there, Mr. Bill. Thank goodness for actuaries. Matt Daddy, thank you for that one. George, how you doing? Yeah, I mean the covered call ones. Okay, thank you there, please. I'm taking NQ shorts. Okay, Campo, I have no idea what that means. If you can explain it, I'd greatly appreciate it. That way we can move on. So Coca-Cola is going to be a no for me for this week. Glad someone out there is teaching something. Thank you, Bill. So I'm going to say no to Coca-Cola, and the only reason I'm saying no to Coca-Cola is because the numbers just don't work for me. Now, Coca-Cola is a company that's been in business for over 100 years. They are a dividend king, and that means a dividend king is a company that has increased its dividends to its shareholders for more than 5 decades. That's 50 years. Some of you out here in the audience aren't even 50 years old, but this company here, Coca-Cola, okay, incorporated back in the 1890s, I think it was the 1890s, someone can correct me if you want, but they are over 100 years old. They have been around for quite a while. So where does the 1% come from? No. Muhammad, the stock going up or down doesn't have anything to do with the 1%. You ready? Hold on a second. I got to find another stock that actually gives me 1%. So let's keep on going. Taking puts on NASDAQ. Yeah, Campo, you have fun with that? You're in the wrong place, dude. Not what I'm doing. Oh, can we look at Kimberly Clark? Nice going there, Scotty boy. KMB. Kimberly Clark. 130. The 131. I'm going to say no to Kimberly Clark. Reason being, 130.90 at the moment. The closest strike price to 130.90 is going to be the 131. And the 131 is only going for $1. Yeah, that's less than 1%. Muhammad, did you see that? The stock price, 130.90. $130.90. That's the price right there. Now, the strike price, I would sell against it in order to get that 1%, that insurance policy. The 131 right here. The 131 is only selling for 105. That is less than 1%. Whether the stock goes up or down is irrelevant. It's this number here. Okay? Whatever I buy the stock for, I sell it someone else, the insurance policy, the 131, and I'm only collecting $1.05. That's not 1%. 1% of $130 is $1.30. That's 1%. So if this has an option every single week, 9 May, that's this Friday. 16 May, That's next Friday. 23 May, that's 3 Fridays away. 4 Fridays away, 5 Fridays away, 6 Fridays away, so on and so forth. Every single Friday, there is a new option, weekly option expiring. Can we look at energy transfer of the house business? Energy transfer is a big fat no, and the reason why, take a look at these numbers here are atrocious. 4 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent, yeah. Almost no money there whatsoever. So energy transfer, you have to be 100% correct, and if the stock goes the wrong way, you're SOL. Okay, I don't do the energy transfer anymore ever since they started changing these numbers. Okay, there are better stocks out there than that one, in my opinion. All right, pretty much caught up with everything. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Mohammed, makes so much sense. Thank you so much for the information. Hang out, I got a lot more coming. Okay, ET is going to be a no. Back to my list. Does that say AO? I can't even read my own writing. Isn't that terrible? I can't even read my own writing. HOG, Harley Davidson. Okay, now we all know who Harley Davidson is, right? So let's take a look at Harley Davidson. And Harley Davidson is known as a hog. It's probably where they get the name from. Well, let's do this. You ready? Here we go. Harley Davidson. The high is 40. The low is 21. A year ago, we were at 36. Now, we're at 23.78. Just to let you know, I do own some Harley Davidson. Just to let you know. And I'm not trying to convince anyone to sell it. I don't give stock tips. I don't tell people what to buy. I don't tell people what not to buy. I just tell you what I have and whether or not I like something. Cliff. Altria. I love Altria Cliff. And it's now on the list. Okay, Cliff, we'll take a look at Altria in a little bit. Just to let you know, Cliff, there's about 15 other companies ahead of you, so it's going to take a while to get there, especially if you guys keep hitting up questions. Okay, so here's Harley Davidson. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, it's pretty simple, right? The current price, $23.78. Well, if I'm going to do a trade on Harley Davidson, the current price, $23.78. The closest strike price is going to be 24. Come on, that's elementary. Okay, 23.78. The closest whole number to 23.78 is 24. And the 24 is selling for 35 cents. Now, 1% of 23 is going to be 23 cents. But 1% of 24 is going to be 24 cents. But this one is selling for 35. So that's 11 cents more. Now, I know 11 cents doesn't sound like a lot of money, but that's per share. So if you get 100 shares, that's 11 bucks. You get 1,000 shares, that's 110 bucks. 10,000 shares, that's 1,100 bucks. All depends on what you can afford comfortably. Now, this is my retirement. So I have a couple of thousand shares. So if I sell somebody the right, not the obligation, the right. Thank you, JC. If I sell somebody the right to buy it from me at 24, I'm going to collect 35 cents a share. Now, I have about 3,500 shares. So right off the top of your head, let's get that calculator out here. Okay, I got 3,500 shares. Okay, and it's going for 35 cents a share. So let's multiply it by 35 cents. Multiplied by 35 cents. So this week, just this week, that right there is giving me 1,200 bucks just on my Harley Davidson stock. That's it. I got a whole bunch more other companies. But if I do this every single week, well, it's not 35 cents every week. Look at what next week is going for. Okay, next week's 24 is going for 60 cents a share. Well, that's a lot more money. But every single week, I have the opportunity to sell a covered call on the positions that I have. So I got one account here. Now, I have 7 accounts, and I only share 3 of them with you guys, so don't feel bad. Nothing against you guys personally. But here's my Harley Davidson right here. Okay? Nope, that's the wrong one. This is only 2,200 shares. So this account is only 2,200. The other account is 3,500. This week I sold the 23s. So what are the 23s going for this week? And there's 22 of them. Okay. The 23s are going for 95 cents a share. You see that? And I have 2,200 shares. Okay, so 93 cents a share times 2,200 for this particular account. Okay, I have other accounts that have more in it. Let's change this out of here. Let's go back to that one. All right. So each and every position, you've seen the positions I have. Hold on. In this particular account, this one, Alcoa, Harley Davidson, Kohl's, Macy's, Altria, Riley, Riot, Starbucks, and U.S. Steel. That's just that one account. So, every single account that I have, every single stock I have, I sell a covered call against each and every single one. So if I have $100,000 in my account, I want to bring in 1%, which is $1,000 every single week. Now, if I have 50,000, I want to bring in 50. Wait a minute, 50,000. I want to bring in $500 every single week, 1%. Okay, what do we got? Cliff. I think Altria has 50 years of dividends. Yes, it does. Altria is a great company. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at that one. DreamVault, XFLT. What the hell is that? Now, DreamVault, it's never, ever a good sign. This is just, a little tidbit of information. If you ask me to take a look at something and I say, what the hell is that? Usually not a good sign. So let's take a quick look at it. XFLT. XFLT. No options. You see that? No options, no thank you. Sorry, DreamVault. Let's get back to our Harley Davidson so we can finish out the example. Uh-oh. Big man wants to take a look at Eli Lilly. Now, big man, I'm going to tell you no right now. Only reason is because Eli Lilly is out of my price range. However much money you think I have, if you think I can afford 1,000 shares at $823 per share, yeah, no. Okay? It's out of my price range. I like to buy stocks under $250 a share. Eli Lilly, a couple of weeks ago, it was at $975. Yeah, it's out of my price. That's the wrong ball game. Sorry, dude. All right, so let's go back to Harley Davidson so I can finish up that example. All right, so we've seen everything here in Harley. Here's the high, the low, all that kind of nice, neat stuff. The numbers were looking good. Let's actually see if it's a good trade. Sam Russo, how are you doing today, Sam? You got a question, Sam? Just unmute yourself and just ask away. Okay. There's the high we did the last 90 days, which would be right there. Okay, the last 90 days, the last 3 months. Here's your high, here's your low. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Okay, great. Not bad if you like Harley Davidson. Okay, the last 30 days. Now, the reason why I jumped to the 30 days is this, the last 30 days, gives me a better idea of where do I think other investors, just like me and some of you, where do we think our money's going? Am I buying Harley Davidson? Well, here's the high, here's the low. Look at this. Goes down, up, down, up. It's definitely an upward trend at the moment. Okay? I agree with Clint. All right. I have no idea who Clint is, but all righty. All right, let's go here. DreamVault, that's a no. Stevie! TikTok showed you suggesting NWN. It only has monthly options. Yeah, Stevie, No, I do not buy NWN because it only has monthly options. I don't know where you got that idea from. Now, don't get me wrong. I love NWN. They have been in business for a very long time, and they are a dividend king. However, I don't buy them, and I don't make suggestions to anyone. Dream Vault, it's a high yield trust. Okay, Dream Vault, I get that. XFLT is a no. Okay, I don't care what it is. I'm looking specifically for dividend stocks that consistently increase their dividends or their profits every single year. Okay, that company does not fit. All right, yeah, you don't lose as much NAV. I have no idea what NAV is. That it's not worth it. Net asset value, could that be it? Are you using Yield Max? No, I'm not using Yield Max. Check out the numbers on Yield Max. You would not invest in that either. Okay? Seriously, take a look at the numbers for Yield. As a matter of fact, give me the ticker symbol for Yield Max and we'll do it. Okay, nothing over there, nothing over there. Cool, cool, cool. Now, Bill, I have no idea what you mean by you agree with Clint. I see no Clint here whatsoever because I scrolled up and down. Thanks for the info last night. Bought some calls on Alcoa and Intel. Okay, cool beans. Techno. Okay. Oh, Clint Eastwood. There you go. Don't you lose. Hold on. Yeah. Don't you lose so much that it's not worth it? Are you using Yield Max? I'm not using Yield Max, and I don't know what you mean that I'm losing net asset value. Okay, yeah. You never lose money until you agree to sell for less than what you paid for it. So if you bought something for $100 and you agree to sell it for less than $100, then yes, you lose. But that is a you thing, okay? I don't want to lose anything. I have 5 simple rules, okay? Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Doesn't make sense. Rule number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, rule number 3 is kind of stupid. Who would invest in a company that's not profitable? You would be amazed. Seriously, some of the stuff you guys want me to take a look at amazes the hell out of me. Okay? That's why you read the shirt. What the hell were you thinking? Yeah. So many people buy stocks or buy ETFs or buy something that is not consistently profitable. And that boggles my mind. It does. Why do people buy stuff that's not profitable? That's why it's rule number 3. Now, me personally, I like 2 decades. Okay, when I say 2 decades, that means 20 years of consistent profitability. Okay, you think that's hard? No. Stock market's been around for 400 years. Very first dividend stock was sold in 1602. 1602, the very first dividend stock. So don't tell me 20 years you can't find a company that's consistently profitable. We checked last night. There are 10,016 different companies that we can invest in. You can't find 2 companies that have 2 decades of profits. 2, consistent profitability. Okay, hope you got a pencil and paper. You ready? Here it comes. Here it comes. You ready? Might want to write this down. Dividend kings. Dividend aristocrats. Dividend champions. Dividend contenders. And for the fun of it, we're going to throw in Warren Buffett's list. That's 5 lists right there. Go to Google. In the search, Dividend Kings list 2025. It'll tell you every single company that has increased their dividends for 5 decades. Dividend aristocrats list 2025. It will show you every single company that has increased its dividends or its profitability for 25 years, so on and so forth. That's the list. Kings, aristocrats, champions, contenders, and Buffett. 5 lists. Look at GMC. Bill, you mean GM. GMC is not a company, it's GM, General Motors. I love General Motors, I do. Patrick from Holland, how are you today? United Eastern Company and First Multinational. Patrick, you're right. The VOC was the very first company. It's a Dutch company, yep. Uh-oh, hold on. Let's go back up a little bit. Got some questions here. Diamato, what's the longest you've ever held a stock to avoid selling at a loss? 9 months. And that was Kimberly Clark. Trading tulips. That was a disaster. But think about it. People sold and traded tulips. Bulbs. You got to get the right thing. Tulip bulbs. Okay? It wasn't just tulips. It was the bulbs themselves that created the tulips. Now, it was such a frenzy that you could take a contract for a tulip bulb and you could buy a house. That's how crazy it was. Okay? But here's the thing. The actual value of the asset, the tulip bulb, was only worth so much. It was the public's perception value. That's what the stock market is. The stock markets, they go up and down. Perceived value. It's not the actual value of the company. You want the actual value of the company, you got to look at book value, earnings per share, debt ratios. How big is their market share? What is their consistency worth? Just like the tulip craze. Okay, people thought they were worth something, wasn't it? It was a video you suggested, NWN. Maybe it's a fake made by AI. 1 million customers up in the Northwest. You know, oil, gas, heating, all that kind of stuff. Great company. Monthly options. Okay. All right, so what do we have here? The first company, yep, VOC. The United Eastern Company of the First Multinational. No, Patrick, that wasn't it. The VOC was the Dutch East, wait a minute, yeah, it was the Dutch East India Shipping Company. Dutch East India Shipping Company. Jamar, Intel, we'll take a look at that in a moment. Absolutely. Do you know about Dutch stock market and the AEX? We partly own Shell. Patrick, sorry, I don't. I concentrate on the U.S. stock market because that's what I'm familiar with. Okay? Sorry. Maybe one of these days when I get some more serious about this little endeavor, because right now it's just a hobby. Okay? It's not a business. It's just a hobby. I come up and I share my ideas. Okay? Someday when I have more employees, have more money coming in, maybe I'll do that. Check out other stock markets, the Canadian market, South American market, the Japanese market, the English market, the European market. At this moment, it's just U.S. market. It's the biggest one there is. Okay, so Harley Davidson, if you like it, let's take a look at what the numbers look like. And I know a few people want to see how this actually works. So let's do a sample trade. Now, I share everything. I don't keep anything back. Actually, all my trades are available online, so you can see them. Our flagship. Okay. So that being said, all right, I do have a morning trading group, and that's a paid service. Now, I'm going to let you know now, I'm not going to have a sales pitch. I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything. You're all adults. Okay? You know, I just informed you, I do have a paid service for people to come and watch me trade and ask questions. And I can get to look at your account and see where you might be missing something. Okay? To have a professional trader. Now, to be a professional trader, you have to make at least 4 trades a day. The IRS says, professional traders, 4 trades a day. Well, I make more than 4 trades a day. But I'm not a day trader. Okay? There has to be some value there. Okay, so if you're just starting out, you don't know what to do, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. This here is free, just keep chiming in. I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything. Okay, but if you are interested, in the bio, each and every website, okay, there's 3 YouTube channels, 2 TikTok channels, 1 Instagram channel, 1 Facebook channel, 1 Rumble channel, one LinkedIn channel. So hi to you guys on LinkedIn tonight. Thank you for tuning in. So that being said, let's keep on keeping on. Let's keep on moving. So let's do a sample trade on Harley Davidson. Now, remember I said $23.78, the closest strike price right there, the 24. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, let's change this to a covered call. Now remember what I said, simple, safe, predictable, consistent is what I'm looking for. Simple. The simplest trading strategy is just buying the stock. But unfortunately, just buying the stock, there's no profit because you have to wait for the stock to go up. Or you have to sell something. The second simplest trading strategy to actually gain some cash flow is called a covered call. Now it is simple and it is safe. It's one of the few trading strategies you can do in your IRA if you chose to do that. Scott, yes, Harley Davidson is at the 30-day high. Okay, so let's actually take a look at one. Now, Scott, I'm only doing this so you can see how it works. So you can do this with almost any stock. We're just going to use Harley Davidson as an example because we just looked at the chart. The 24 right here. Alright, now I want to do just one contract. You can do however many contracts you can afford. I'm just showing you one. So this is where, you know, you weren't paying attention in math class in high school. This is where algebra comes in. Let me explain. To give you this profit, and it's going to cost you this much. 2 contracts will give you twice as much, and it's going to cost you twice as much. So on and so forth. 5 contracts, 10 contracts, 30 contracts, all the same. All right? So let's read it. Buy 1 covered call, Harley Davidson, weekly. 9 May 25. 9 May 25 means this option contract, this insurance contract, expires this coming Friday. 3:59 p.m. is your last opportunity to do anything. Franklin, what's happening? Brandon, Kevin, what's happening, guys? That is your last opportunity to do something at 3:59 p.m. because at 4 o'clock, this option here, 9 May 25, is going to expire worthless. And 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, if the stock is above 24, then I get all my money back. This money right here, I get all that money back, and I get to keep this profit. 2, what if the stock, the end of Friday, okay, is below $24? Let's say it's at $23.99. What happens? Well, I keep the stock. I keep this profit. And then next Monday, I sell somebody else the exact same option. Buy it from me at 24 bucks, give me a premium, let me go on my merry way. That, Muhammad, is where the 1% comes in. Let's show you. If my profit is right here, maximum profit, 62 bucks. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 23. So let's take a look at that trade. Move that over there out of the way. Maximum profit, 62 bucks. Let's put it into the calculator. $62. And to find out your rate of return, you divide your profit by your investment. Master, how you doing? The investment is cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $23.38. That's $2,338. $2,338. Now, that trade right there, if, and only if you like Harley Davidson, is 2.65% for 4 days. Because remember, I'm buying the stock. I own the stock. I can do whatever I want with it. I turn around and I sell. somebody the opportunity through a covered call or a call option to buy it from me anytime between when they pay me the money, usually tomorrow morning, and Friday afternoon before closing bell. All right? 2.65%. Now, I'm not quite sure how good you are with your math, but 1 year at 2.65% every single week is going to come to you somewhere around, hold on, 160, 170, 137. Ooh, I was off, wasn't I? 137%. Think about it. 137. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be free. It's not going to be effortless. You do have to wake up every morning and take a look at your account. Well, think about it. Would you plant a garden and not go take a look at it every day? Make sure it's watered properly. Make sure the weeds are gone. It only makes sense, right? If you have children, aren't you going to feed them every day? Aren't you going to make sure they have clothes and everything that they need? Yeah. So why don't you do it for your money? Because guess what? Those crops will fade away and die. Okay, they're only around for 1 year, 1 season. The children will grow up and leave. But you know won't leave you? Your money. If you do it right, of course. Okay? So, World of Optimism wants to take a look at Ford ORC. George, we looked at ORC last night. That's a big fat no. Let's get out of there. Let's get this out of there. Let this out of there. Get that out of there. Let's go back to where we started. And right. ORC. 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 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. ORC is what you call a monthly optionable stock, which means I can only trade it once a month, which means I'm only getting 12 to 24% a year. Now, I don't know about you. Pressure, what's happening? Good evening, Pressure. Nice to see you. I don't know about you, but 12 to 24% a year doesn't work for me. And one thing I don't like about monthly optionable stocks. Are you ready for this? Who has that? George? George, you ready? Okay, watch closely, George. Seriously. Right now it's at 696. That's the current price right now. The high is 740. The low is 550. Okay, 30 days ago we're at 680. So she goes from 680 to 540 to 740 to 696 in 30 days. George, tell me, where's it going for the next 30 days? 5 days is hard enough. I can take a look at this. In 5 days, it looks like it's still coming down. Well, if I'm wrong, in 6 days, I can change my course. I can change my direction. I can make changes in 5 days. 30 days, yeah, no thank you. I don't do monthlies. Number one, the numbers just don't work. The amount of money you collect ain't worth it, in my humble opinion. Okay? And then trying to figure out where the stock is going to be in 30 days, no thank you. That's too much work for me. I have no idea. Down, up, down. Okay, where's it going? The next 30 days. Yeah, no. Sorry. ORC is a no. Our flagship are the AI-related companies. Yeah, I don't do those. I don't do AI companies because they haven't been around long enough. Okay, so some of you may understand this. Most you won't. Okay? I come from an age group or generation called the Gen Xers. Okay? Born in the 60s, raised in the 70s and 80s. Okay? Number one, if it don't work, wait a minute. If it works, leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't touch it. Okay? You ever hear that expression? It was working before you touched it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works, leave it alone. Okay, so this has been working for me for 15 years. Because it was in 2008 when my so you guys haven't seen this yet. When my 9-year-old daughter, where is she? YouTube real quick. I'm going to show you how and what they all came about. So what do you call those things? Social media channels, YouTube. Here we go. Right there. For 1,000. That's crazy. Okay. The 10-minute trading strategy came about when my 9-year-old daughter wanted to teach her. I said the strategy came about. Okay, so on and so forth. So the oldest video.
Hi, I'm JC, and you being part of my internet website club thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that. Hi, I'm JC, and you being part of my internet website club thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and
there's over 20 days in the month of January. 20 days in February.
That's
21 days in the month of March. That means every single day you can buy a different stock. Because every single day there is a different company paying out dividends. Yes! Anyway, no. Seriously.
I laugh every time I say it. That's one of the why twice a week. Because there are a lot of new people here. You haven't seen it. Well, in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter, you just saw her, my 9-year-old daughter gets on my lap and says, Daddy, what are you doing? Normal thing for a 9-year-old to do. Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? I wasn't ready for that one. Can you teach me? Literally, that's what she said. So here's the thing. A 9-year-old wants to learn how to trade stocks. Most adults don't know how to do that. So how am I going to teach her how to trade? So I had to come up with a trading strategy specifically for her. It had to be simple. It had to be safe. It had to be predictable. It had to be consistent, and there had to be no way that she could lose. That's the 5 criteria. Okay, and I'm sure probably all of you like that idea. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Okay? I had 5 rules. Rule number 1, never buy something that's not on the list. What do I mean not on the list? When I say not on the list, I mean not on the list. Here's my list. This behind me is an EX dividend calendar. I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me finish up. Rule number 1, never buy something that's not on the list. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And it is a game. It's an adult game, okay? Don't play it if you're not ready for adult consequences. Kind of right? Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Me personally, I like 2 decades of profitability. Rule number 4, weekly options only. I want weekly cash flow. The only way I'm going to get that is to sell something on a weekly basis. And I have no desire to sit in front of my computer all day long, so don't even mention that. I want to be in and out in 10 or 15 minutes. I have better things to do in my life. Okay, I can sit around and watch squirrels and birds all day long and not bother me a bit. The only reason I'm saying that is I've only been retired for a year and a half, so I'm still kind of liking the idea. However, I still feel guilty. I do. I wake up in the morning and I think to myself, aren't I supposed to be at work? Oh yeah, no. All right. Secondly, weekly options. Fifth reason, make sure the numbers work. What am I buying it for? What's the closest covered call so I can sell it to somebody else and create a profit without doing anything? Okay, what can I buy it for? What can I sell it for? Is it 1% or more? Is it the right time? That's when we look at the chart. The chart tells us what me and other people just like me are doing. Investors just like you guys. You're here to buy and sell stocks because you want to figure out how to make money in the stock market. Well, it's a great thing. There's no employees, no overhead. Chase Strouda. Okay, Chase, you actually have to unmute yourself and just speak up. Okay? If you got a question, just unmute yourself and just say, hey, James, I got a question. Okay, you guys over there on Zoom. I actually have Zoom calls too, live Zoom calls. So people in my morning group can actually watch and ask questions live. Okay, so as was I saying? Make sure it's the right time to buy. So stock buyers like me, some of you too, you want to know when the right time to buy is. Well, I don't want to buy when it's at the high. And I definitely don't want to buy while it's dropping. Stocks do two things and only two things. So if you're sitting around waiting for the stock you just bought to come to your house and take the dog for a walk, maybe empty the trash while it's there. Do the dishes, empty out the dryer, fold the clothes, maybe make the bed, put a little candy on the pillow. No, stocks go up, stocks go down. That is it. If you're expecting anything more than a stock, from a stock, other than going up and coming back down again, you're deluding yourself. You're in for a sad awakening. Stocks go up, stocks go down. You and I, we, as the buyers and sellers, we decide what's too high, we decide what's too low. Okay? All these numbers here. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so back to the Harley Davidson example.
All right, wait. You know the rules. I got to pull it up. So I'll know what we're talking about. Harley Davidson, HOG. And here you go. Now, the last 30 days. Here we go. All right, shoot. What do you got?
So if we bet current price, which is $23.75-ish,
Yep.
and we sell the strike, the $24 strike for the current week. If the stock rallies to $25 by week's end, will you get rid of your shares and take your money in the premium, or would you stay with your shares and roll the stock, or roll the option out?
It's an excellent question. Let me repeat it for those who didn't hear it. If I buy the stock, Harley Davidson, $23.75, and I sell the $24 call, okay, I will collect 35 cents. Now, 35 cents is 1.1%. Somebody already did the math for me. Thank you. 1.1%. This is where it goes back to what your goals are. Are you looking to get a safe, predictable 1% a week, or are you looking for capital growth where the stocks go up? Me, personally, I could care less if the stock goes up. And the reason I say that is I'm looking for safety, predictability, and consistency and the preservation of my money. That's my goal. Okay, if the stock goes up, two things are going to happen. Number one, I have the opportunity to buy back that option and roll it forward, which allows me to collect a little bit more money and push the expiration date from the 9th to the 16th. But to do that, I'm only going to do that if by rolling it forward 1 week, I collect another 1%. If I'm not getting another 1% by rolling it forward, I'm not going to do it. Because if I just let it go, on Monday I'll have all my money back and I can put it into something else. But if I can roll Harley Davidson forward a week, pick up an additional 1%. Well, now I got 1% for this week, I get 1% for next week, and still giving someone the opportunity to buy it from me at a certain price by a certain date. So basically, to answer your question, it's always going to be about the numbers. What did I buy it for? What did I agree to sell it to somebody else for? And in that agreement, what did I collect? Say my number one priority, preservation of my capital and weekly cash flow. That make sense?
Yes, sir, it does. Thank you very much.
All righty. Turn up the volume so people can hear me. All right.
How come we get in touch with you during the week?
Sam, your best bet is to talk to me in the morning on the morning trading show, number one, or two, send me a direct message either to TikTok or to my email.
Okay, got it.
All righty?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's keep on going. Sam, you got to unmute yourself. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead. Isaac, how's it going? I am awesome as usual, Isaac. What do you got for me? The high of the 30 days is the 8th, right over here. 24.40. Yeah, it is pretty close. This is just an example. It's not something that I already own Harley Davidson. Yeah, so it's just an example of how it works. If I buy it here, I sell somebody the rights to buy it here, and I collect that, that's more than 1%. That's what I'm looking for. And it's always going to come back to, do I like Harley Davidson? Do I want to own it? That's what it comes back to. All right? No. No, I wouldn't. But you want to hear something funny? Wait, hold on a second. I love this. I bought into Harley Davidson a couple of weeks of October at 35. Okay? Well, let me go over this side and make it see it better. I bought Harley Davidson at 35 right there. All right? But now Harley Davidson is worth 23. So does anybody see the incongruency there? See the little problem? See the little issue? Okay, I bought it at 35. Now it's worth 23. Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? I literally refuse to sell it for less than 35. Here's another thing. Currently, it's at $23.78. So this week, I sold the 24s and picked up 35 cents a share. Okay, so I picked up 35 cents a share. I own it at 35. That's 1%. Correct? So even though I sold the 24s for 35 cents a share, somebody has the right to buy it from me at 24. But here's the thing. You see what the 24 is right here? It's 35 cents a share. So break even. Just if somebody wanted to buy it from me, they will be paying $24.35. Because how you get that number, the strike price, 24, the option price, 35 cents a share. You add those two together. That's just the break even. We're not talking about profits whatsoever. So yeah, I own it at 35. I sold somebody the right to buy it from me at 24. But they're not going to be break even until it's at 24.35, which is about 50 cents away. Now Harley Davidson doesn't move that much. And I do keep an eye on my stock twice a day. Once in the morning with the morning trading group, you guys over here, and then once at night with you guys over here. So I have a good grasp on what my stock price is at all times. Okay, and, oh, you're going to love this one. Hold that thought for 1 second. Let's get this over there. Let's go this to right there. Let's go this to right there. Let's go this right there. And this to right here. All righty. You see this? All red? No. Red is not bad. Red is good. Now, the reason why red is good, it shows me each and every time I sold something and collected some money. The green is where I bought. Okay, so I bought here and I bought here. But what did I sell? $1.84 here, $1.84 here, 40, 25, 50, 130, 42, 10, 78, no, 20, 58, 58, 20, 25, 25, 25, 42, 22, 30, 30, 15, 12, 22, 28, 47. You add all of those up. Okay, and it keeps going. Okay, this is December 12th, December 24th, first week of January, second week of January, February, March, April, okay, last week of April, first week of May, 25 cents a share. You add all those up. Every single week I had money coming in from just my Harley Davidson. And that's not the only thing I have. So let's go out of that. See? I have Alcoa, Harley Davidson, Kohl's, Macy's, Altria, Riley. So each and every single one of those. Holy shit, I got a margin call. Margin call, I can take care of that tomorrow. I don't know what the hell that one was. We'll have to figure that one out. Yep, that happens. All right. Anyway. So yeah, Every single week, I'm bringing in something from my Harley Davidson, and I flat out refuse to sell it for less than I paid for it. Because to me, it just doesn't make sense. And yeah, I bought it 35 and now it's down to 23. Okay, that's what? 30, 40% decrease? I don't care. Think of it this way. Now, some of you might be able to wrap your head around this. Think of a car. You got a car. What are you using the car for? You use the car to go back and forth to wherever you want to go, to the grocery store, to work. You're using it and you're getting value out of it. Okay, is it worth the same as the exact day you bought it? Probably not. But the thing is, my Harley Davidson, I'm getting use out of it. What am I getting? I'm getting cash flow every single week. I refuse, flat out refuse to sell it for less than I paid for it. I will wait. I will push it forward week after week after week, consistently bringing in something every single week. Because that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here sharing with you guys. I buy an asset, Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson gives me anywhere between $200 and $1,800 every single week. I'm okay with that. All right, Bill wants to take a look at General Motors. Ford. They have Ford at 17. World of Optimism has Ford at 17. Now, I don't have any Ford this time. Okay, here's Ford. You ready? The high of the low. Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it flowing? Okay, a year ago, we're at 1250. The high is somewhere around 1470. That was back in July. Okay, and then in August, she drops. Big drop. Goes sideways for a while. Comes up to the bottom back in April. Now, she shot up. Okay, now you're in Ford at 17. I feel bad for you, Ford at 17. Seriously. You're in Ford at 17. Now's a perfect opportunity to dollar cost average. So if you buy it today at 10, you take the average between 17 and 10, then you're somewhere around 13. Makes it easier to get rid of them, easier to deal with. Or you're at 17. Well, why not sell the 1050s? Why not sell the 11s? Why not sell the 1150s? It's far enough away, you get to have some cash flow. Some cash flow is better than none. But it all depends on what you want to do. Hey, Gail's in the house. Gail, how are you today? Right. I want to make money with trading. Yosef, how are you doing today? Yeah, Zans, Eli Lilly. We already looked at Eli Lilly, and it was a big fat no. All right, hold on. Let's finish up with Ford first. Okay? Now, the reason I say no to Eli Lilly, it's like $900 a share out of my price range. Okay, now most of the people we deal with here, they probably can't afford, 100, 200, 500 shares of Eli Lilly. So why look at something? That's like going shopping on Rodeo Drive when you work at McDonald's. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, to me, I'm retired. Eli Lilly's out of my price range. It's not a field in which I want to play. Yeah, the premium is high on it. Yeah, of course the premium is high. It's a $900 stock. The premium should be somewhere around $90 a share. Thank you. What do you do if Hall goes to 2450? I roll it forward. Okay? Think about it. If I sell the 24s on Harley Davidson and it goes past 24, well, I will buy back that option and I will sell the next option. It's called rolling forward. It keeps me from losing, pushes the date out a little bit, gives me a little bit more money. Please look at General Motors. Bill, I'm going to take a look at General Motors. Hold tight. Okay? We're looking at Ford at the moment. Growling Panther, how are you doing today? Yeah, since I understand that Eli Lilly has high premiums. Okay? It also, out of most people's price range. Okay, most people can't afford $800 or $900 a share. You're good? Cool. Awesome. All right, so let's take a look at Ford. Okay, up, down, sideways, down, up, down. Now she's going up. However, take a really close look at this right here. Okay, the last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago we're at 940. Drop all the way down to 840. Now from 8.40, she shoots up to 10.40. Now from 8.40 to 10.40 is only $2. But $2 on an $8 stock is 25%. This represents a 25% increase. That's why Friday was a down day and today was a down day. Okay? From here to here, it's not a profit until you take it. And nobody ever went broke taking profits. So if you bought down here in the 8s and then she shot up in the 10s and you didn't sell it, well, then you deserve to lose money. It's as simple as that. This isn't a game for adults. This is not a child's game. You are all old enough to understand. If you buy something and it goes up and you do not take that profit, that is your own fault. You cannot blame anyone else. Oh, the market this, oh, the market that. No. Profit is profit, no matter which way you look at it. And it is a double-edged sword. You take the profit, great. If it goes up, so, oh, damn it, I missed them all. Yeah, but bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. Okay? And if you didn't take your profit and it goes down, oh, damn. So no matter what you do, you're not going to be happy. So be happy, be content with what you're getting. That's why I'm okay. If I buy it here, and then I sell it to someone to buy it from me, and I collect my 1% and the stock shoots up, well, good for that person. There's a saying in the stock market, bears make money, bulls make money, pigs get slaughtered. So if you're a pig, if you buy here, hold it, and refuse to sell it at some point to get your profit, and it drops, it's your own damn fault. Plain and simple. Brian, better got HELOC, Uncle James. I have no idea what that means, Brian. HELOC. Growling Panther, would love to hear your opinion on Norwegian Cruise Line. Is that NCL? Hold on. I'll write it down. We probably won't get to it tonight because I got way too many to do. NCL. But we're here every night. Here every night at 9 p.m. Not Fridays and not Saturdays, but every night. 9 p.m. to 11:30. Got it? All right, cool beans. Ben, do you roll your options to avoid selling? Absolutely. Do you use candlesticks? Absolutely. Okay, so we're done with Ford. Now Ford, I love Ford. Don't get me wrong. It's been in business over 100 years. Great company. Check out the what do you call it? Revenue per share. Check out the, revenue per share and book value as opposed to the stock price. Company's been in business for over 100 years. Only $10 a share. Come on. Come on, people. Anyway. General Motors. Let's take a look at General Motors. Satisfy Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill, this will probably be the first company you actually gave me as a decent company. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Sideways, up, down, 45.72. Come on. 45.72. The closest strike price is going to be 46. 46, 52 cents. That's more than 1%. That works for me. Now let's see, is it the right time to buy? Well, what's going on here? Well, let's get a little closer. A year ago, 55.19. Here was the beginning of August, that was 39.13. The high of the year, towards the end of November, 61.53. From there, she just keeps dropping and drop. Look at the last 30 days right here. Here's your last 30 days for General Motors. Okay, 30 days ago we're at 47. She drops down to 41, shoots up to 47.50. If you can't add 41 to 47 is $6. $6 on a $41 stock is 15, right around 15%. 15% increase. Yeah, that's going to be taken. Come on, seriously, think about it. If you buy a stock, $41, and it jumps up 15%, are you going to take your profits, or are you just going to hold on and wait for it to go higher and higher? Okay, that's like right here. $40 went all the way up to 60. Now from 40 to 60 is a 50% increase. How many people out there do you think held on to it hoping it would go to 70 or 65? There's probably a whole bunch of them out there. But what happened? hit 61, get close to 62, see it? Then she drops all the way down to 40. If you don't take your profits, okay, from here to here, you lose them. Now it's here. Okay, what was at 40, now it's at 45. So you made 10% rather than 50%. It's your own damn fault. It's not a profit until you take it. And every single week, there is another opportunity. Okay, American Airlines, huh, Kevin? Oh, wait a minute. Let's finish up with General Motors. Oh, check that out. Okay, here we are, 30 days ago. Drops, shoots up, pulls back. Here's a new bottom right there, Thursday. Friday was higher, today was higher. Okay, that's 2 days to the upside. No matter how you want to look at it, that is going up. Can it sustain it? Now, I like 2 days to the upside. Well, we have that right here, Friday and today. So, tomorrow, this is just for me. This is not a tip. This is not a recommendation. For me, tomorrow, if she opens up higher than today's close, okay, 45.50 or higher, that's an indicator for me to jump in. Okay, and if I jump in, I'll be looking at the 45.50s. Because at 45.38, the closest strike price is 45.50, and it's going for 75 cents a share, which is well over 1%. So let's see what that looks like. Let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered call. It's a safe trade. Why not? Okay, the 45.50 right there, and just one contract. Market. I always do market order when I'm entering. Now, there's a reason why I do market order when I'm entering. All right. Buy one, covered call General Motors 100s. That's the weekly options. 9 May 25. That means this contract expires this coming Friday afternoon. $45.50 call option. That's the option that I'm selling. Against the stock, General Motors, at the market to open to open. Now, the reason it says to open, that's two trades. I'm opening two trades. I'm buying the stock, that's one trade. I'm selling the option, that's another trade. See? I'm buying the stock at the market price, whatever it is. I really don't care. Tomorrow morning. Then I'm selling the option, the $45.50. Buying the stock, selling the option. I'm collecting $89 per contract. One contract, $89. Contracts, $89 times 2. 5 contracts, $89 times 5. See, when I say simple, safe, predictable, I already know what I'm making before I even do it. I don't have to wait for the stock to move. Matter of fact, I could care less if it moves. Okay? I already know what I'm making before I even do it. So the big question, and it's a big question, does it make sense? That's number one. Does it make sense? Question number 2, do I like General Motors? Number 3, am I willing to hold on to General Motors for the rest of my life, do a covered call every single week, bring in money every single week until it hits my target price? My target price, $45.50. The current price right now, $45.38. I don't know, what do you think? Alrighty, Kevin, we're going to look at that in a minute. All right, so let's do the math quickly on General Motors. I'm bringing in $89, and for the privilege of $4,416 is what it's costing me. That's only 2%. 2%, that's it. So if I buy General Motors tomorrow morning, sell somebody the opportunity to buy it from me for almost the exact same price I just paid for it, and I can collect 2% for 4 days. Now I say 4 days because this option expires on Friday. Had I done it this morning, I probably would have gotten a little bit more. Maybe. Don't know. So next, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back to the beginning, and let's go back to here. All right, that being said. Jose Lopez, ¿qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo está? Do you have 2 YouTube live sessions when you move to analyze? Because the channel gets really echoing. Uh-oh. Yeah, I do have 2 channels. Okay? But I'm not quite sure why it's echoing. It shouldn't be echoing. We just checked a little right. Okay, so anyway, that's General Motors. Kevin, United Airlines, you say, huh? Wait a minute. American Airlines, hold on. United Airlines is UAL. American Airlines is AAL. All right, got to remember that one. All right, AAL. Ooh, nice. I like that. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Simple. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Oh, it's fine right now? Thank you, Hope. Okay, Growling Panther, 12 cents. Now, 12 cents doesn't make any sense by itself. You got to take into consideration context. Okay, if I'm looking to collect 12 cents on a $100 stock, yeah, no. If I'm looking to collect 12 cents on a $12 stock or a $10 stock, yeah, that makes sense because it's 1%. Okay, so I could say, hey, this amount of money, but some people get intimidated by that. So I like percentages because we all can understand percentages. Okay, 50%, that's half. Okay, 50% of $100 is 50. Okay, 50% of 24 is 12. Okay, so it's all in relative of what we're talking about. You got to give me more context than just 12 cents. All right, next. Stevie wants to, wait a minute. Let's finish up with American Airlines. 1066, the 11 is going for 14 cents. All right, Growling Panther, you see that? The stock is $10.66. Okay, so $10.66, 1% is about 11 cents. So now that 12 cents kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because 1% every single week is 50% per year or more. Now, I'm pretty much okay with earning 50% per year. I'm perfectly okay with that. Gotcha? All right. Nice! Love it! All right, so 1066, the 11s are going for 14. All right, that works. But is it the right time to buy? Look at the last 30 days. 30 days right there. Kind of interesting, isn't it? 30 days ago is the 30-day bottom right there. It's 850. Then she jumps up to 1125. Well, you know there's going to be profit taken there. Okay? And there was, right to here, the new bottom. Now, when I find a new bottom like this, I want 2 days to the upside. 1, 2. Then I'm in the third day right there. If she opens up higher. Okay? Then take it for a ride. But I'm only looking for 1%. If I do a covered call, make my 1%, I'm happy. Okay, if the stock keeps going up, good for whoever bought it from me. Share the wealth, I say. Don't be greedy. You can be greedy if you want, but don't be surprised if you lose. Bears and bulls make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Share the wealth. There's plenty of money to go around. If you know how to do it so everybody's happy. Okay? Everybody walks away a winner. I make money because I'm looking for my 1%. Whoever bought it from me makes money because the stock kept going up. Stockbroker's happy because we're making trades. Everyone's happy. All right. That is AAL. If you like American Airlines. It's what it always comes down. It always comes down to 2 or 3 questions. Number 1, does it make sense? Number 2, do I like this company? Number 3, do I like this company at this price? Number 4, am I willing to hold on to it and never sell, even if it goes down? Because if you do not understand the game, don't play. All right? Stocks can fluctuate 50 to 60%. So you can buy it here at 10.66, and it might drop down to $5, which means that's a 50% drop. But what doesn't change is the dividend. Okay, so if you bought it here at 11.25 and you got a 15-cent dividend, this is an example. You bought it at the high and you got a 15-cent dividend. I bought it here at the low at $8. I'm collecting the exact same dividend. Okay, the stock can go to 2 cents and I'm still collecting the exact same dividend. Because if the company is profitable, that dividend will increase every single year, higher and higher and higher and higher. That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability. Okay? Let's keep on keeping on. All right. That was American Airlines. Stevie wants to take a look at Disney. Disney. D-I-S. Interesting. Okay? 5 things, remember? High, low, where was it? Where is it? What direction is going? Down, up, down, up. Easy. That's why it was created for a 9-year-old. Keep it simple. Okay? Down, up, down, up. Simple. What is it going for? Well, right now it's 92.11. The closest one, 92, is 330. That's about 3%. About. Now, keep in mind, these numbers are all going to change first thing tomorrow morning. So as soon as the market opens at 9:30 a.m. New York time, because, I have no control over the stock market, it opens up at 9:30. That being said, these numbers will all change. But what doesn't change is the mathematical equation. What's the current price? What am I collecting? Is this more than 1% of that? Do I like the company? Am I willing to hold on to it? I have no problem whatsoever holding on to a stock. I got Harley Davidson at 35. It's worth 23. Do I have any intention on getting rid of it? Nope. I will hold it to the day I die and pass it on to my children and say, hey, Jacob, James, you guys, never sell it until it's above 35. It doesn't make sense. Peter, maybe a stupid question, but is $250 enough to dividend trading with realistically? It depends on what stocks you want to buy. Let me show you something quick. Hold on, I'm trying to find out. There we go. All right, let's get this out of the way. Let's slide this, whoops, all the way down. And then we're going to go to this right here. Slide right here. All righty. All right. Who asked that question? All right, Peter, take a look at this. I gotta go over this side. All these stocks over here. Okay, this is just part of them. This is not all of them. Okay? Look at them all. $3, $4, $5, $2, $2.50, $1.90, $1.60, $1.35. They all have weekly options. So yeah, you can. However, there's no guarantee that these are all consistently profitable. The prices are okay if you're on a tight budget, but never buy something you don't understand and never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term, as long as it's consistently profitable. X1, how are you today? All right, Justin Newton, I own ENB, IVZ, PFE. Which one you like the most? I'm going to call Pfizer because ENB, Enbridge, that's a no. Okay, IVZ, never heard of it. Now, I've been trading for over 20 years. I have a good idea of which companies are consistently profitable and have weekly options. Pfizer is on my list. The other two, ENB has no dividends. It's a no. IVZ, never heard of them. And that's usually never a good thing. Peter, thank you so much for that. You're welcome. Justin, I've never heard of Invesco. Oh, well, I've heard of Invesco. Let's find out why it's not on my list. INV. Nope, that ain't it. INZ. INZ. Oh, IVZ. IVZ. All right, hold on. IVZ. Invesco. Okay. Justin, you ready for this, Justin? 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 17 October, 16 January. Justin, those are monthly optionable stock. Means they do not fit. I don't care how pretty, how sexy they are. They do not fit. I don't do monthly options because they just don't pay enough money. ENB, the exact same. Let's go over here. Right. People do it every single week. So I'm very familiar with Enbridge. Look at that. So historical data. Increase their dividends. Interesting. Okay, I want to go to 2005. 2005 will be 2 decades. Here it is right here. You ready? 2005. 10 cents. 12, 13. Going backwards. 13, 14, 15. Going backwards again. 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 21, 24, 24, 28, 32, 31, 30. Backwards again. What times backwards? 30. 31, 32, 30. 5 times went backwards. 40, 38, 6, 35, 35, 38, 40. 7 times it went backwards. 39. 8 times it went backwards. 44, 44, 40, 53, 52. 9 times it went backwards. 5 cents. What the hell is that? Went from 52 to 5 cents. 55, 55, 55, 61, 57. 10 times it went backwards. 61, 62, 65, 65, 66, 67, 66. 11 times it went backwards. See, it goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It's not consistently profitable. That's why ENB is not on my list. Invesco, not on my list because it's a monthly option. Don't do that at all. And the other one, Pfizer is on my list, and I like it. What's the website name? Oh, this is Yahoo Finance. I tell everyone, if you're going to be investing, if you're serious about your money, you need a financial website to check out, is this company profitable? What is their book value? What are the fundamentals of the company? Is it a safe place to put my money? That's a very important question. Okay, so Justin, IVZ, no. Enbridge, no. Has great dividends? No, it don't. Okay? 65, 65, 66, 64, that's going backwards. 67, 66, that's going backwards. 65, that's going backwards. Consistency of profitability should be higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Each entry should be higher if the company is consistently profitable. It is actually that simple. Okay, you ask a 5 or 6 year old to start counting because they're just learning. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not 1, 5, 7, 4, 3, 6, 6, 5. No, it's not that. It's 1 higher, 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 higher. That's consistency of profitability. There's over 10,000 companies you can invest in. Why are you looking at one that's not consistently profitable? It's a simple question. Okay, you can do whatever you want. Can you please do mine now, possibly? Growling Panther. Okay, which one were you talking about, Growling Panther? There's better stocks for dividends if you just want. You're after. No. All right, hold on a second. Growling Panther, what did you talk about? Gotcha. Oh, Norwegian Cruise Line, NCL. Okay. NCL. First to see if the company is consistent. Oh my. So while you like Norwegian Cruise Line, no dividends. Goes as you are a dividend channel and has no. Unfortunately, it's going to be no. Sorry. Can you give me your Insta? My Instagram? It's Stock Talk. And that's right, I got 2 of them. It wasn't tulips at the high point. Okay, JC, thank you for that. Bill, dividends and clubs. Warren Buffett. I don't know about Warren Buffett. Nancy, thank you for that. Jay, good evening. These lists all have dividend stocks that pay monthly, quarterly, not weekly. What am I missing? Okay, yeah. There is no place anywhere of all the content I ever written, and I've been writing content since 2011. Okay, my very first entry was, I believe it was August 31st, 2011. Not once did I ever say there's a company that pays a weekly dividend. Nope, never, ever, ever. Never said that. As far as I know, there aren't any companies that pay weekly dividends. However, the name of the channel is called Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. Doesn't say anything about weekly dividends. Okay? Weekly cash flow is dividend stocks, pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, a pre-qualified dividend stock, in my opinion, is a company that has consistently increased their dividends. Consistently. The weekly part comes in with weekly options. I use dividend stocks and weekly options to get weekly income from dividend stocks. Dividends, weekly income. Okay? JC, what are we talking about, Harley Davidson? Tristan, good evening. Have you seen the weekly dividend funds yield max? And here's a few MSTY and Coney. Tristan, love it. There's always somebody that mentions those. Let me explain to you briefly and see if you can grasp this. All right. CONY. Sit. I'm going to show you. Option income strategy ETF. So let's look how well they did the last 20. Wait a second. Hold the phone. 22 years. Dayton, did you miss the part where I say 2 decades, not 2 years? Okay. Anyway, let's take the last 2 years. 120. Awesome. 107. Hold on a second. Is it or is it not? Is 120 higher than 107? Why would I invest in a company that's not consistently profitable? Because 120, great. Why not 121, 122, 127, 130? Why 107? That's less. That is less than this. That means they're not making as much money than they did before. It's actually simple. Okay, what about Pepsi? Ooh, Growling Panther, I like Pepsi. Hold up, though. I'm on this one here. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, Tristan, 120, 107. That's backwards. 124, 126, no, sorry, 269. 246, 269, higher, higher, higher. 107, that's backwards again. That's twice it went backwards. 166, 279, 228, that's 3 times it went backwards. 169, 4 times it went backwards. 157, 5 times it went backwards. 6 times it went backwards. 104, 111, 202, 139, 7 times it went backwards. 83, 8 times it went backwards. 104, 59, 9 times, 10 times. Yeah, explain to me in a manner in which I understand, okay, because I'm not the sharpest knife from the drawer. Why do you think that a company that cannot be consistently profitable is a good idea? But wait, it gets worse. Number one, it's not 20 years old. Automatically not on my list. However, did you take a look at the dividends? This is probably what I try to do. It tracks everything. And I say it's not equal. Because if they make the yield high, track people like you to this, I might call it a piece up. In what world do you live in where you can pay out 226% of your profit? If you make $1,000 in profits, you have to pay out 2026%. You can't do it. It is physically impossible to pay out more money than you bring in. That's called a Ponzi scheme, where people who are jumping in, they use that money to pay off the people that are already in. That's called a Ponzi scheme. There's no way possible you can pay out 226%. It just doesn't, the math doesn't work. You can pay out 10%, you can pay out 20%, you can pay out 30%, you can pay out 40%. At some point, the person writing the checks needs to get paid. So you can't use the money you pay the check writer to pay dividends. 220, there's just no way possible. The reason why it's like that is to attract people who don't look at the numbers and say, you know what, it's paying out 226. Well, let's go back. And I'll show you why, and then maybe you'll understand. Okay? All right. Currently is $7.39, and the dividend is $65. Okay? Now let's go all the way back to the beginning. They first offered the stock for sale at $22.92. Well, now it's only worth $7. So dividends aren't consistent at all. They started out a year and a half ago, May 2024. Not even a year and a half ago, like 13 months ago. Because we're into May 2025. Actually, wait a second. The very first one is May 2024. The very first one was a year ago. Okay, it was at $23, and they were paying out $2 a share. Well, that's only 10%, not 200%. Because 200% of 22 is $45, somewhere in that area. 22.92 is 23.46. $46. You cannot pay out $46 on a $22 stock. The numbers just don't work. And people like you put your money into it in 2 or 3 years down the line when they go broke, because most companies don't make it past 3 to 5 years. Look it up. Look it up. In the national government statistics, small businesses usually fold within 3 to 5 years. Usually due to mismanagement and financial concerns. Well, if you're paying out, never mind, I'm not even going to bother. It's just a freaking no. Misty's the same way. This is why, for me, you can do whatever you want with your money. For me, it's got to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Safe is the key word there for me. Okay? Not a young guy anymore. I'm 61. I have no desire to go back to work. If I put my money into a 1.5-year-old company and it goes belly up, I'm SOL. That ain't happening. So no, MSTY and Coney, do the numbers, do it. Just doesn't work. Guru, good evening. Do you only implement your strategy when the stock is about to issue a dividend? No. Or as long as the stock is consistent dividend payer, will you buy it? Okay, Guru SP6469. I only buy stocks that are consistently profitable with 20 years, 2 decades of consistent profits. I don't do companies that don't have dividends, PLTR, no dividends, no thank you. I don't do companies that have not been in business for at least 2 decades, that's 20 years. Coney, no. MSTY, no. Okay, you can do whatever you want with your money. I want safety. Okay, you might be, think about it, in the wrong place. Because what you're looking for is not what I'm looking for. I'm only looking for 1% a week. I want safety, I want predictability, and I want consistency. Okay, when you retire, you got 2 choices, and only 2. Invest the money yourself, learn to do it yourself, or give it to someone else to do for you. Okay, are you relying on the government for your retirement? Also known as Social Security. Do you have a pension? No, if you don't have those, then you got to figure out where your money's going to come from. Okay, my money comes from my investing. I don't have the luxury of putting in another 20, 30 years to make up for mistakes that I make. And I would never jump into a company that's not a minimum of at least 10 years old. Because after 10 years, they shake out the cobwebs. You know, they figure out what works, what doesn't work. A 2-year-old company, yeah, no thank you. Peter, I apologize, but I'm a little confused. Can you explain the mechanics behind the dividends plus the weekly options you mentioned? I don't know what you meant by options. I enjoy hearing your technique. Okay, Peter, thank you for that. Okay, Peter, a dividend is a portion of the company's profits. Think about it. You probably have a job. You probably go to work. Well, you think the people that own those companies do it for the fun of it? No, they do it because they want to get paid. They found a service, they found a product, they found some way to contribute to society. Okay, General Motors, they make cars. The person who owns General Motors, basically the public, because it is a publicly owned company, okay, we want the company to make profits. Now, there are companies that are private companies. They don't share their profits. Okay? They don't have to because they're private. But publicly owned companies, if they are profitable, they have 2 choices. Take all those profits, put it back into the company for capital growth. If you're looking for capital growth, you are in the wrong place. Not what I'm looking for. If you're looking to buy a stock and have it shoot to the moon, you are definitely in the wrong place. Not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a safe, consistent, profitable scenario. Pierce, what's happening? Okay, second company. They take the profits and they share it with the investors. That's you and me. We are the investors. We buy the stock. We are entitled to a portion of the company's profits. That is a dividend. Now, there's over 10,016 different companies. We looked earlier during the show, because I do it once a week. I see how many companies are available to invest in. Well, this week, 10,016. That's a lot. Now, out of those 10,000, about half of them will have dividends. The other half will not. When you think about a stock, ARLP, never heard of it. Sorry, dude. ARLP, never heard of it. All right, let me finish up. Dividends can be paid once a year, twice a year, once per quarter, 4 times a year, or once a month. Okay? Now the option premium. Okay? Hold on. Go find it. Not that. AT&T is always a winner. Okay. The option premium over here. It is an insurance contract. Okay? For a contract to be valid, you need 4 things. Number 1 is a starting date. Number 2 is an ending date. Number 3 is compensation or consideration, whatever you want to call it. Money. That's it. Handshake. A dozen eggs. Can of peas. Some type of consideration. Something of value. Some people consider a handshake of value. Okay? Beginning date, ending date, consideration. 4th, it's called meeting of the minds, or an agreement. Buying, you're selling, we're agreeing. That's a contract. Okay? Beginning date, ending date, compensation, and an agreement. That's a live, valid contract. No volume? Why is there no volume over here? Oh, sorry. Instagram says no volume. How's that? That better? I have the wrong button pressed there. Anyway. So, I forget where I was going with that. Don't get old. It's no fun. Okay. Option. Pierce. Okay, works now. Good. All right, let's keep on going. Okay, Glam. No, I don't like Palantir. Weekly options. Yep. Impeach Trump. Glam. Gotta love it. You got to give me a good reason to impeach Trump, because everything you people who don't like Trump doesn't make sense. I have 2 million. Should I put in some dividends? 2 silly Iberians. Well, good evening, 2 silly Iberians. How are you? Oh, Paul wants to take a look at Emerson Electric. I love Emerson Electric. I do. EMR. Let's take a look. Emerson Electric. They've been around for over 100 years. EMR. They are a dividend king, which means they've consistently increased their profitability for more than 5 decades. In case you're wondering, I would invest in EMR more so than some of those other things you guys asked me about. And you know what the funny thing is? Earlier during the show, okay, at 9 o'clock, like 9:15, I said, you will be surprised at where people put their money. Because not every company is profitable, yet people put money into it. Apple user, ARLP. Hold on a second. ARLP. Okay, really quick. You ready? ARLP. 16 May, 20 June, 19 September. That's a monthly. That is a no. Okay, that's a no. Back where I was. Where was I just now? EMR. EMR. Okay. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look where it's going. Sideways, up, down, up. Okay. But look at this movement right here. That between 90 and 110, that's 20 bucks. Well, $20 on a $90 stock is over 20%. Let's zoom. Okay. Here's the last 30 days. Here's the bottom. Here's the high. What do you think? 90 bucks to 110? That's $20. $20 on a $90 stock is over 20%. No, this baby's going to come back down again. And she started coming back down today. Because the high was Friday. Today is lower high, which means it's a little lower than it was on Friday. Could it be already starting to come back? So I'm going to say no to EMR, even though I like the company. Andrea wants to take a look at Apache. APA. Ooh, interesting. High, low it's going to be a no, because look what's happening right here. Now, you might not be able to see it here on your phone or your iPad or whatever you're using, but the screen is live on YouTube. You can go sit in your comfy couch, pull up YouTube on your big screen TV, and you'll be able to see these numbers a little easier. And the reason I am saying no to this, let's zoom in. Okay, last 30 days right here. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day low, shoots up, comes back, back up, back down. Yep, it's coming back down again. Okay, that's from here to here. So from 13 to 16, it's only $3. But $3 on a $13 stock is about 20%. Is that right? No, $2. 13 is 26. 2%. It's a little bit less than 20%, but still, it's over 10%. That's over a 10% increase. Yeah, no, thank you. People start taking profits. I'm saying it's somewhere around 7, 8, 9%. That's when profits start taking. Well, this is over 10%. So yeah, people start taking profits. When you take profits, stocks drop. Okay, Pierce, Mr. Steve Pierce wants to take a look at Mara. M-A-R-A. And yes, I do own some Mara at the moment. Okay? High, low, is. Look at the motion. Sideways, up, down, up. What's going on here? Again, not a time for jumping in. 30-day high, 30-day low, 30-day high. Now she's coming back down again. Not a time to jump in. Okay, you should have jumped in somewhere around here or somewhere around here. Okay, if you like a stock, you should look at it every day. Is it a good time to jump in? Is it not? It's your money. You've got to figure out the best way to invest it for yourself. If not, just give it to someone else. Someone else will do it for you. But I can almost guarantee they will not have the same let's think of what's a good word for it. Interest. They won't have the same amount of interest in your money than you do. Because nobody has as much interest in your money than you. So why are you giving it to someone else to do it for you? It's really not that difficult. Especially the trading strategy I'm showing you was created for a 9-year-old. And I showed you who she was earlier in the show. I showed you a video of her 15 years ago. All right. Let's keep on keeping down. Okay. Andre, hey James. Does Tyson Food, TSN, pay weekly or monthly? It dropped to a nice low, then went up quick. Tyson, TSN. TSN. It's a monthly, kiddo. 16 May, 20 June, 18 July. It's a no. Nope. Don't like Tyson. Sorry, Andrea. Hey, James, Harley did hit 24 today. Yes, it did. But my strike price plus the premium was $24.35, which it didn't hit that. Andrea, I own a bunch of Harley at $26.50. So if I sell at 25, would I still be break even? It depends on what you sell it for. Bill, no. I don't know. Bill, what are you saying no for? Where am I with my questions? Wow. Where am I? Holy cow. I missed all these questions. Holy cow. Okay, Tristan. He trades options, and how does he get dividends or whatever? Okay, Tristan, I'm not looking to capture the dividend. I'm looking to catch the premium of the option. Okay, Serena, which platform are you using? Okay, this is Think or Swim. It's offered through Charles Schwab. All right, how do you make money buying options? Okay, Tristan, apparently you weren't listening. I don't buy options, I sell options. I buy a stock, I sell an option against it, I collect a premium. The premium is more than 1%. 1% every single week is over 50% per year. That's how I make my money. Now, you're new here. Sit back, relax. I ain't going anywhere. I'm here every day. Bill, look at LXU. Come on, Bill. You've given me one good one in the 4 or 5 days. Okay? LXU is a no, Bill. Come on. You gave me one good one. How do you make money with options? Simple. Okay? Tristan. There are lots of ways of making money with options. As a matter of fact, let's... All right. Tristan, you ready? Single, vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, covered, synthetic, butterfly, condor, iron condor, vertical roll, collar with stock, double diagonal, unbalanced, deep and wide. These are all the trading strategies you can do with options. Now, I only concentrate on one because one is simple, safe, and predictable. That is the covered call. Now, there are literally hundreds of videos on how to do a covered call on YouTube, Twitch, Vimeo, whatever video service you use. They're one of the safest trading strategies there is. It's called the covered call. Okay, and it involves stock options. That's how you make money with stock options. Yep, we already did that one. Tristan, you asked me 5 times. How do I make money? Anyone in the comments, does anything of this make sense? Okay. Exactly, does it make sense? Yes, it does. What if it goes down? Chuck, they all go down. Nope, you don't have to exercise them. Okay, sorry, Tristan, you don't have to exercise. John, if you don't carry the call for a whole week, to the strike price get lesser each day? No. John, what happens with call options? Hold on, let's go back to here. Okay, so John, you ready? Every single one of these candles represents a day. There's 5 numbers to remember when it comes to daily numbers. Okay? A candle. Let me explain very briefly. There's 5 things I'm looking for in a candle. You have a top wick, you have a bottom wick. You have a top of the candle, you have a bottom of the candle. And you have a red candle and you have a green candle. Let me explain. The top of the wick is the high price of the day. The bottom of the wick, let's get a little bit tighter. A little bit tighter. Whoops. Okay. Top of the wick, high price of the day. Bottom of the wick, low price of the day. Green day is an up day. Green candle is an up day. Red candle is a down day. Now, you have the horizontal line. Okay? On a green day, the bottom horizontal line is the opening price. The top horizontal line is the closing price. Means the stock started here and it went to here. That means it went up. A red candle. The top horizontal of the candle is the opening price. The bottom of the candle is the closing price. Started here, it went down. Red day is a down day. Up day, down day. The 5th thing you're looking for. Open, high, low, close. The 5th thing, The distance between the top of the candle and the bottom of the candle is the R, or the range. That's how much it moved. 5 things. Opening price, closing price, high price of the day, low price of the day, and the range, how much it moved. That's what a candlestick does. Each and every one is one day. So, as I was saying, John, as the stock price goes up, the option value goes up. As the stock goes down, the value of the option goes down. Okay, they go hand in hand. Stock goes up, option price goes up. Stocks go down, option price goes down. Simple. Tristan, up, down, easy. Yep, got it. Serena, can I know which platform you use? Thinkorswim. Thanks, John. Tristan, you have to own 100 shares of a stock to use a covered option, don't you? Absolutely right. Pear Steve, thank you. You're welcome. Good night. See you tomorrow. Thinkorswim by Charles Schwab. Yep. Thinkorswim. Tristan. Yep. Yes. See. Hey, Mortgage Magician, back again. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Tony, I think Disney has earnings too. They do. AGNC, big dividends. Oh, well, let's take a look at it. Hold on a second. Oh. Dust Bench Bunny. I have no idea what that means. Peter, are there requirements you have to meet before you can provide a covered call? Yes, you have to own 100 shares. 100 shares equals 1 contract. 500 shares, 5 contracts. What do I think about ARLP? We already talked that one. That's a no. Tristan, MSTY, no. CONY, no. NFLY, no. Tristan, seriously, dude, look up the valuation. How consistently has any of these companies consistently increased their profitability? Okay? Have they been in business for 2 decades? There's 10,016 companies. MSTY, for me, is a no. CONY, no. NFLY, no. I've been doing this long enough, I can tell basically which ones are yeses and which ones are no. Okay, so you are looking, Tristan, you're looking for something differently than what I'm looking for. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You just might be in the wrong place. I appreciate your questions, I do. You know, everyone can listen to what you're asking. I'm replying to each and every question you have, but me and you are not looking for the same thing. I'm looking for safety. Me, a 2-year-old company, I do not consider that safe. Terribly sorry. Any company less than 5 years old, I do not consider that safe. You may be, maybe you do. I don't know. But it doesn't work for me. Some pay weekly dividends, some monthly. No, absolutely not, Tristan. Okay, there are no companies that I know of that has a weekly dividend. None that I know of. Now they have weekly options or monthly options. That's a different story. Okay? Weekly options, monthly options, yes. Bill, does TQQ have dividends? TQQ is a no. Bill, please do me a favor. Learn how to use a financial website. Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, New York Stock Exchange, they have data there also. Okay? Look at how consistently TQQQ increases its dividends, and then take a look at the yield TQQQ has. Tristan, okay, I get there are 10,000 different stocks and 20 years of consistency, but how? I can't believe you just asked that question. How can a company have 20 years of consistent profitability? They do something right, and they do it over and over and over again. Procter & Gamble has been in business for over 100 years. Okay, Consolidated Edison has been in business for over 200 years. Okay, AT&T, they're not that old. Apple stock, no. They're a couple of what? I'll look at Apple stock because it is on my list only because it's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, that's the only reason Apple stock is on my list, because it's on Warren Buffett's list. If it's good enough for Warren, it's good enough for me. Jonathan, hello. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gerald, Altria, love Altria. Up, down, good stock. Does not help us make any money. Tristan, you weren't listening. Okay? Tristan, when I say up, down, that's what the stocks do. Let's go back here. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit closer so maybe Tristan can pay attention. Okay? Ready, Tristan? Down. It turns around, goes back up. Okay? Then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes up. Great. If you like the company, where are you jumping into? Okay, as it comes down, here's the bottom. She turns around, starts going back up. That's where I want to jump in. Not at the bottom. I want to wait for it to go up a little bit, and then I want to jump in, get my 1%. Once it gets up here, I want to sell it. And then when she drops back down again, I want to buy it. And then when she goes back up, I want to sell it. And then when she comes back down, I want to buy it. When she goes up, I want to sell it. That's what you do. You buy low, you sell high. I've never, ever heard anybody say, buy high and wait for it to go higher. No. Buy low, sell high. I hear that all the time. That's how you make money in the stock market. Buy low, sell high. Not that difficult. Can you please look at Misty? Oh my God. Why do people like that piece of crap? What? April 2024. Did you hear that? Very first MSTY paid out. April 4th, 2024. That's not 20 years. When I say 2 decades, when I put up 2 fingers, that does not mean 2 days, that doesn't mean 2 weeks, that does not mean 2 years. It means 22 decades, 20 years. The very first dividend, April. Yeah, that's not even a year, 1 year, 1 month. We're at May 5th, 2025. 1 year, 1 month. Yeah, no. Okay? That's why I say you really need a financial website. Okay? Yahoo Finance. You can use Google. You can use whatever financial website you want. But for me, when I say I want 2 decades, why do companies that aren't 2 decades old is beyond. All right. Tobacco, oil, water. Luke, how are you doing today? Brad, what is a yes for this upcoming week? Brad, simple. Dividend dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Those 5 right here, 100 companies. Pick one. Nike's good. Okay. Jack's got Nike. Nike is on the list. Apple is on the list. But Tyson is low and premium is 165. Okay. Bullshit QDTY. I have no idea what that means. QDTY, huh? QDTY. I people contradict or think I'm smart. Okay. Who said that? Tristan. My imagination. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tristan, correct me if I'm wrong. But does that say February 2025? This thing is not even a year old. Why the hell would you be suggesting a company that's not even a year old? Something about 2 decades you not quite understand? And do they have, yeah, it looks like they do have weekly dividends. Look at that. Okay, on the 27th of February, 32 cents. The 6th of March, it's a 50% decrease. Explain to me, Tristan, what does a 50% decrease? Why is that a good thing? Seriously, it's a serious question. Why 50% decrease in a dividend a good thing, in your opinion? I'm just curious. Because it goes from 32 to 15. That's a 50% decrease. Then it goes to 24. Then it goes to 31. Then it goes to 27. That's backwards. Dude, backwards is not consistently profitable. It goes 27, then it goes to 26. That's backwards. It goes to 22. That's backwards. Then it goes to 33. Then it goes to 32. That's backwards. I don't know what it is with the younger generation. Something you didn't miss in math class. Because this is not consistently increasing its profitability. That's all over the place. And where I went to school, they may have changed things since the 1970s and the 1980s, but I'm pretty sure February 27th, 2025 is not 20 years ago. Okay, that was this year. That's a freaking no and a half. Does AGNC qualify? It's a monthly dividend with high yield. AGNC. First and foremost, high of the year. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. It went up. It went down. It went up. It went down. Now it's back up again. Okay, great. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. Just clear up some confusion here. Okay, it's 90 days, which is the last 3 months. Here's the high. Here's the low. It went up. It went down. It went up. Now it's coming back down again. Now, it's really irrelevant whether or not I like it. It's what you like. Does it make sense to you? Because looking at here, it went up, it went down, it went up, now it's coming back down again. Okay, let's zoom in a little closer so you can see it easier. All right, this is 30 days ago. 30 days ago. There's the 30-day high. It dropped. It went back up. Now it's coming back down again. For me, that's a no, because it's coming back down. Here's where I want to look. Here's the bottom. 2 days to the upside. On the third day, that's where I want to jump in. And I'm only looking for 1%. Well, what's 1% of $8.76? That's only 9 cents. Okay, now from here, which was $8.71 to here, $9.09. Now, from where I went to school, $8.71 to $9.09. Well, that's more than 2%, more than 3%. Would I have made my 1%? Yeah, I would have. That's where I want to jump in. That's where I make my 1%. I'm in, I'm out. Thank you very much. Next. It's actually that simple. Brad, what's the website name? That is this here. This is Think or Swim. All right. Can you show and explain the calendar that you reference? It's a dividend calendar. Brad, 1 second. Let's get rid of this. Let's go to that. Brad, this is what is called an EX dividend calendar. It's your regular calendar. See, March 2025. Okay, the 1st, the 2nd, the 5th, that's today, the 6th, 7th, 8th, blah, blah, blah. It's a normal calendar. But what's different about this one, these little green dots? Each one of those green dots represents a company when they're getting ready to pay a dividend. There's 4 dates to remember on dividend stocks. Date number 1 is the announcement date. Hey, this is so-and-so from such and such company. This is how much money we made. This is how you're going to get your share of it on this date. That's the announcement date. That's date number 1. Date number 2 is represented by these little green dots. That is called the EX date, or the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid. That's date number 2. Date number 3 is the most important one, the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. That's it. If you own the stock on the date of record, you get the dividend. Simple. If you buy it after that date, you don't get it. Simple. 4th date, the payment date. That's just when you get your money. That's all. Like a coin. Coin market cap. I have no idea what that means. Steve, Tractor Supply has an EX date May 8th. It is rising. I'm thinking of adding to my position in Tractor Supply. $23 per 100. Pays out June 10th. Cool beans, Steve. You know, Steve, you could have just asked it on the live. Would have been fun. Okay, so anyway, Lily. Sorry about that, Lily, that it doesn't make sense to you. All right, it's past 11:30. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to answer up the last of the questions and just go from there. So does AGNC qualify? Yes and no. It does qualify, but not this week. Because, see, it's starting to come down. Okay? 30 days ago it was a 30-day high. She dropped. She went back up. Now she's coming back down again. If you like AGNC, that choice is 100% yours. But for me, it's a no. Polar Vortex 9, how are you today? Mr. Dividend, how can you invest in dividends when, like Ford, is getting ready to slash theirs? And trust me, when Ford cuts that dividend, the stock will drop like a rock. Okay. Polar, it's called a value trap. Yes, it is. Andrew, thank you. Brad, is it your theory that stocks rise during or before the EX date? Oh, Brad, is it my theory? Hold that one. This is one of my favorites. Hold that thought. Let's get rid of this. Let's go to here. Alrighty, alrighty. You ready for this one? Who is it? Okay. Are you ready, Brad? Okay. Let's see if we're on the same page here, Brad. You ready? C. Well, let's open it up. C, which is Citigroup. ETN, which is Eaton. NOK, which is Nokia. And SYF. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't know. All right. So, if I wanted to collect the dividend on any one of these, I'd buy it 2 weeks before this date. This date is the 5th, which is today. See, last week, 1 week ago, was the 28th. The week prior to that was the 21st. Okay? See? April, 28th to 21st. Okay, now, I want you to pay very, 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 very close attention to a couple of things. The opening price 2 weeks prior to this date, the 21st of April. Okay, first one we're going to look at is Citigroup. Now, Citigroup is paying a 56-cent dividend. It's very important you pay attention to that 56-cent dividend. Okay, you ready, Brad? Here we go. So let's go to charts. Put Citigroup. C. Okay. See? Citigroup. C. All right. Now, remember I said April 21st? Okay. April 1st. Okay, Mr. Brad, are you ready for this? April 21st. Do I really need to point out the fact that it went up? No. See, the dividend is right here. Okay? Nope, don't need to point that one out. What was the other one? The other one was ETN, Eaton. Now, ETN has a $1.04 dividend. Remember that, $1.04. ETN. Eaton, ETN, see that? Okay, April 21st. I don't know, Brad, what do you think? April 21st, it went up, the dividend's right there. See that? Dividend, 2 weeks before, April 21st, it went up. Back. Next, Nokia. Now this one you got to pay really, really close attention to. Normally I wouldn't do Nokia. Now the reason why I wouldn't do Nokia, it's a 4-cent dividend. Do I really want to waste my time and energy on 4-cent dividend? Well, let's check it out. NOK. Here, okay, the 21st, it went up. How far did it go up? Does it continue to go up? Does it really matter? The dividend was 5 cents. Okay, so from here, the opening price was 5.08. So if I bought it at the opening price at 5.08, and I add that 5 cents in, because that's the dividend's 5 cents. So 5.08 plus 5 cents is 5.13. Well, the high of the day is 5.14. That's the 5 cents. But look at the next day. High is 5.35. So from here to here, it went up 35 cents. And I'm only looking for the 5-cent dividend. What's your math to decide if the dividend is worth it? Anything above 10 cents. Okay? Now, I could continue, but it's past 11:30. I'm pretty sure you can see my point. Dividend stocks have a tendency to go up in value just before the dividend date. But that's only half the equation. Just because you know that information, what do you do with it? That's the big question. Buy the stock, why? You're getting just a minor. I like the covered call. It's simple, it's safe, and the stock has to do absolutely nothing. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to answer the last of these questions. That's going to be it. Thanks. You're welcome, Brad. Laurie. Yep. Tristan. Either way, I invested into quite a few of these Yield Max, and I've made more off dividends. Okay. Good for you. That works. You know, I always say, Tristan, if what you're doing works for you, okay, I'm an old guy, okay? A lot of people call me an old man, Gen Xer. If it works, don't fix it. If it's working for you, leave it alone. Keep doing what you're doing if you're happy with it, okay? I make 1% of 50% per year, okay? Stocks I buy are over 20 years old because I don't have the luxury. Sorry about that. Tristan, I don't have the luxury of being wrong. Because if I'm wrong, I will lose money. And that, for me, is a no. Okay? No, hell, double frick, no. I refuse to lose money. So I do not buy stocks that are less than 20 years old. It just doesn't make sense for me. Okay? You're younger because by the language in which you use, I can tell you're not retired and you do not rely on your income to survive. I do. And there are a lot of people out there just like me that are retired and rely on a safe, predictable strategy for their income. Because believe it or not, we humans are the only species on this planet that have to pay to live here. So when you get to that age where you don't want to work anymore, for whatever reason, Okay, whatever reason you don't want to work anymore, hey, that's up to you. But your money has to come from somewhere. Okay? However way you want to look at it, your money has to come from somewhere. I don't think it qualifies for a strategy. Thank you, Lily. John, hi, how you been? I've been fine, John, thank you. What about AWR? Now, John, AWR, American Waters, that's pretty much a monthly optional stock also. I don't do monthlies. Hi. I'm getting kind of. All right, thank you, John. Give us an example, please. Tristan, it's past 11:30. I quit at 11:30. Sorry, I missed it. What is the 1%? 1% a week of what? Okay. Not too late. All right, not too late. Let me see if I can explain this very briefly. Are you ready? Whew. Very briefly, I invest in dividend stocks, specifically pre-qualified dividend stocks, and those are companies that have been consistently profitable for a minimum of 2 decades. Now, I take those stocks at the right time based on the chart when it's the right time to buy, and I look to get a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. What is 1% per week? Well, if I have $50,000 in my trading account, 1% is $500. If I have $100,000 in my trading account, 1% is $1,000. If I have $1 million in my account, 1% is $10,000 every single week. How much of an investment do you need to start with making a difference? It all depends on how you want to live. If you want to live in a tent, you might be able to live off $100 a week. I don't know. Okay? Now, I know some of these people get shitloads more money in order to live. I don't know why. How much of an investment? You already answered that question. Dove. DOV. Isn't DOV a month? DOV. That's Dover. Okay? And Dover is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Tony. That's a very difficult question because the answer is unique to everyone. Thank you, Tony. You're absolutely right. It's different for everyone. Wow, I got a lot more questions to go. 86. Dude, it's almost 12 o'clock and you just getting here? Sandy, I like PFE. It's Pfizer. Up, down, sideways, good price of action. All right, Tristan, thank you. Not too late. Please explain again 1% target, your method. I just did that one. Ooh, MG, I love U.S. Steel, and I actually own some U.S. Steel. Okay, AWR, American Water, and Dover. Yeah, monthlies. No. Okay, Tristan, MG, you have to have 25 to use covered call, don't you? No. You can do a covered call on a couple $100. It all depends on what you're picking. Anthony, Alcon, good evening, good evening. Alcon, thank you for that. Anthony J, thank you over there. Yeah, Bill, Coney is a no. You love the t-shirt? Blue t-shirts are the best. Okay, thank you. Is Dino a no? Never heard of it. Uh-oh, where the hell am I? Wow, I missed all these. Hog Donald. Dino. Never heard of Dino. Yeah, Dino's a no, dude. You need to pump those numbers up. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Dragon, I love Microsoft. Can you please look at NTL? It's not US though. NTL. Sorry, dude, it's not pulling up. If it's not in a US stock, it's not pulling up. Sorry, dude. NTL is going to be a no for me. Garrett, are you considering a position in oil stocks like CVX? Okay, Garrett, you're a little late to the game. We looked at Chevron earlier today. Yep. Dawn, good evening, Miss Dawn. Ooh, TikTok funny videos. BCAT? I have no idea what BCAT is. Jimmy, AT&T's been paying dividends forever. Yes, they have. Do you look at Eurocash? No, I do not. Okay, John Snow. I already checked out AWR and DOV. No, and no. ARR, that's a no. That's a smart question. Okay, Brad, thank you. What is the question asked by Brad? I have no idea. MG, Nokia is an ADR. I have no idea. Oh, is it Android? Is that right? Tim, good evening. Shiko, Sohiko, can you do this on Interactive Brokers? I honestly don't know. I know the Interactive Brokers used to be cross-margining, I'm pretty sure. I can almost guarantee not a single person here in trading strategy called cross-margining. Anyone? Anyone at all? I'll give $50 for the first person who comes up with the answer for cross-margining trade. And don't be looking up on Google either. That's cheating. Thank you, Laurie. You're welcome. Hey, 44, how you doing? Alcon, thank you for that. Residual, 88, how you doing? Paul Dunn, how are you? Jay, how are you? 5,000, what would you suggest? I have no idea what you mean by 5,000. Johnny Snow, okay. Pedro, good evening. Growling Panther, oh, you moved. Okay, you were on the other channel a little while ago. Macro Coral, good evening. Or is that Corral? I don't know. Coral, Corral, I think. Rigetti, Rigetti's not old enough. Riot, ooh, whale blubber. I do have some Riot. Oh, look at this. I'm at the end, and not a single person came up with the answer for cross-margining. Please, APDN. Robert, APDN, never heard of it. You know what that means? APDN, it's usually going to be a no. And it is a no. It's a freaking hell no. Okay, what were you thinking? Can you use Robinhood? I actually do have accounts in Robinhood. Yes, you can. Go to sleep. You should. Good night. Yep. D'Amato, I am. Holy shit, it's 12 o'clock. You guys have a great night. I am done for the night. I answered each and every individual question. Not a single one of you knew what cross-margining is. There's a possibility. You can look in Google, and they probably don't even know. Lots of additional information tonight. Excellent presentation. Mux Capital, nice to see you. Have a good evening. Okay. You guys over here, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure we're going to do it again tomorrow night. Same thing. Catch you guys later. And the meeting. Cool. And you guys over here on this YouTube channel, have a great night. See you later. Uh-oh. I got to stop it. Stop. And that's okay. Instagram. You guys have a great night on Instagram. See you later. Okay, and you guys here on TikTok, have a great night. See you again tomorrow. Going to do the same thing. Don't be surprised if it's the exact same thing tomorrow, because basically that's what it is every night, the exact same thing. You guys over here on YouTube, have a great night. And now the end is near done. And you guys over here, hey, Joe Berman, what's happening, dude? Just getting late, dude. I'm just getting out of here.